So all of these things that we've discussed could form the basis of some of our essay paragraphs. However, obviously, this isn't an exhaustive list, and we've discussed a lot of other things over the courses of the lessons. So how do we go about structuring then the essay? And how do we go about making this into a coherent argument? Well, let's go over the success criteria once again that the John Locke Essay Prize considers for a successful essay. They define 9 things, which I've grouped here. They want to see independent thought, critical analysis, originality, depth of knowledge, clear reasoning, a persuasive language style, a competent use of evidence, a good writing style, and a good organized structure such that it flows in a coherent way and includes a clear introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So I'll just give you a few moments to have a look at those in a bit more detail. So let's have a look at this one, structure, which is arguably one of the most important aspects of your essay, which will mean it is very successful if you have a good structure. So we can first look at the structure as a whole in terms of how you would structure your whole essay. And this is how I generally recommend students structure their essays. Obviously, you start off with an introduction in which you would do the following things. Number 1, you would define your terminology. You would define your terms. So in this question, should we trust 14-year-olds to make decisions about their bodies? In this case, there aren't many terms that you would need to define necessarily, but you might want to define some terms in terms of decision making. You might want to define autonomy or independence. You would then also in your introduction want to introduce your argument. So what is it that you are going to be arguing? You could say, in this essay, I will argue that we should be able to trust 14-year-olds to make decisions about their bodies because X, Y, Z, and then you would list your reasons. And that is what I've hinted at here. You would indicate how you will argue your case. So you would list the reasons, essentially setting out a roadmap for the rest of your essay. So you might say, and to argue this case, I will draw on, cases of medical research, I will draw on cases of developmental psychology, and I will draw on cases of cross-cultural differences in order to argue that we should trust 14-year-olds to make decisions about their own bodies. After the introduction, you would obviously have the main paragraphs of your essay, and you can include subheadings to sort of organize these out and make them a little bit more clear to the examiner or whoever is reading your essay to really show that you are following this logical structure. I would recommend having 4 to 6 main paragraphs, although this can vary depending on how long or short each paragraph is, but I would recommend don't go too much above 6 paragraphs. I'd also recommend linking the paragraphs together as much as you can. So having a linking sentence at the start of each new paragraph that sort of links it to the previous one. And then finally, and arguably one of the most important part of the essays, is your conclusion and your final paragraph, where you would discuss the implications. So what are the implications? Well, why does this matter? Why is this an important question to be answering? What does this mean more broadly? And why does decision-making about teenagers' own bodies matter? Crucially, another thing you need to cover in the conclusion, which I've listed here, is what further research needs to be done or should be conducted in order to, oh, sorry, that's gone too far ahead. What further research needs to be done in order to properly answer this question? So maybe we need to do more research into the brain development of a 14-year-old. Maybe we need to do more research into the types of decisions 14-year-olds are making around this time to properly answer the question. And then you would end the conclusion by stating, what is your final conclusion? What is your final point? Is it that yes, we should trust 14-year-olds to make decisions? Is it no, we shouldn't trust them? Or is it somewhere in between? Yes, we should trust them sometimes, and there might be other cases in which no, they might need a little more support to make informed decisions about their own bodies.